We're back here at Manasquan High School for the second leg of our Wednesday night doubleheader here in the JSBL. Now it's the battle of the dealerships. It'll be Larson Ford taking on Seaview Jeep. Alec Krauthamel with Dave Smith here. The starters for both teams. Only 5 for Seaview Jeep. It'll be Justin Robinson and Colin Cavanaugh at the guard spot. Brandon Alexander and CJ Ruoff making the forwards. Down low will be Emmett Hall. As for Larson Ford, their starting 5, it'll be Shahid Muhammad to do the jump ball in the center. Zaire Dean hauls it in, along with Isaiah McCallum, Peter Luster, and Malik Weinglass. Here's McCallum driving to the lane, and he slams it down to open up the scoring.
This will probably be the thinnest we might see Seaview's roster all season, so Larson needs an opportunity to capitalize on such a weak Seaview roster and be able to come away tonight with a win.
Justin Robinson's first shot is off the mark. Here is Dean working off a high screen. He kicks out for McCallum. Ruoff contests, and McCallum knocks down 2 straight baskets to open up this game. It's 4-0 Larson Ford.
And a good start for Isaiah McCallum first. Around the rim, then the step back mid-range.
As we get a foul called. Scratch that, actually a goaltend, as I was trying to grab the stats from this year. Justin Robinson leading the league in scoring, averaging 34 points a game through 3 games. He's tied with George Pappas, his teammate at Seaview Jeep, who has matched that total in 1 game. So 4-2, Larson Ford leads. Malik Weinglass on the entry pass. Guarded by Alexander. Ruoff comes over to help. Goes up through contact, and he'll get a whistle. We'll see who it's on.
The third leading scorer in the JSBL, too, also belongs to Seaview Jeep, and that's Josh Cohen. So crazy to think the amount of scoring talent that Seaview has when at full strength. We've gotten it once when we saw them all on the court together, but haven't gotten it a lot.
And Cohen also the leading rebounder in the league at 16 a game, as Weinglass' first free throw is too strong, averaging 16 boards a game. And Justin Robinson also leading the league in assists. Seaview Jeep is leading the league in points, rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
well,
that's
it.
Quote-unquote it. 1 for 2 trip for Weinglass. Here's Brandon Alexander working on Weinglass in the corner. Crossing over. Now we'll step back. Needs some help. Gives to Emmett Hall. 10 to shoot. Gives it right back to Alexander. He'll rise up for a long 3-pointer. That one short off the front iron. Shahid Muhammad the rebound. Here comes Zaire Dean. Now another entry pass to Weinglass down low. 2 defenders come over to help. Dean left open on the wing. Can't knock down the 3-pointer. It's short, but Weinglass there for the offensive board. Trying to fight through contact. Gets deflected. He just tosses it up. That one way off. Hits the side of the backboard. Or the front of the backboard on the side of the rim, I should say. Robinson, a fall away too high. Archer won't go. McCallum the board. Now doesn't have numbers. Larson Ford. Peter Luster will just rise up from 3. That one is short. Alexander the board. 5-2, 2 minutes in. Larson Ford ahead in the early goings. Here's Alexander off a screen from Hall. Tried to get it into him, but Weinglass tipped the pass away. Here is Luster once again in transition. Finds McCallum. Now Weinglass wide open from beyond the arc for a 3. That one rattles out. Here comes Robinson. At the top of the key. Now drives in on Dean. A battle of the smaller guards who can make a bunch of things happen on offense as Colin Cavanaugh knocks down the corner 3 off the kick out from Robinson to tie this game up.
Cavanaugh with a cold shooting game his last time out for Seaview. Good to see him knock down his first one.
Here's Muhammad in the post. Lost control of it, but got it back. Now kicks out for Weinglass. McCallum thought about a 3, guarded by Ruoff. Now an entry pass over to Muhammad. Drives from the free throw line. Rises up from the elbow. That one's good. And over these last few games, we've seen Shahid Muhammad get a lot more confident pulling up in the mid-range, and that's only going to make his work in the post even more dangerous.
Without a doubt. I mean, we know how athletic he is and how bouncy he is. So if he can develop a little bit of a mid-range jumper, that's really going to help out his game.
Cavanaugh tried to knock down another 3. Couldn't knock that one down as it was short. Here comes Dean the other way. Dean drives and kicks. McCallum looking for his 3rd shot of the game, and he knocks it down. Isaiah McCallum with 7 of Larson Ford's 10 points so far as Robinson drives in, blocked away by Weinglass. Here is McCallum directing traffic in transition. Steps through, goes all the way, and that's 9 for McCallum. 12-5 lead And Larson Ford is rolling early on. Ruoff gives for Kavanaugh, picks up his dribble. Cross-court pass to Alexander, a long three-pointer is up and down. Alexander with that high arcing three-pointer cuts this game to 4 points with 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Here is Dean off the high screen from Muhammad, one of the best pick-and-roll ball handlers in the league. As McCallum almost gets his pocket picked, now he'll rise up from the foul line. That one too strong. Muhammad there for the offensive rebound, and putback is good. 14-8. Larson Ford ahead again, looking for a big win here against Seaview Jeep as Robinson clears some space and knocks down a driving layup.
Robinson just so tough and crafty getting to the hoop. Not easy there going through that lane, but created his own space there to finish through the contact.
Luster off a screen, knocks down the three-pointer. And he has become one of Larson's more important offensive weapons with his ability to rise up and knock down the three-pointer, whether it's in transition or in the half court.
Yeah, still developing that shot off the dribble. Have yet to really see him much create his own shot, but he has been lethal so far this year, Alec, in catch and shoot.
Here's McCallum on the break, leaves it short, but he got fouled on the way up. And I believe that one will be on Ruoff.
Foul C.J. Ruoff, second personal.
And that's his second in the opening 5 minutes of this game, and kind of like what we talked about with the previous game. Some early foul trouble for C.J. Ruoff, and especially given Seaview Jeep only has 5 guys available, these are the 5 out there.
Alec, I don't know if you realize this or if I'm just the only one right now, but they are standing in the wrong spots right now on that free throw line. Alexander, Weinglass, and Ruoff. Do you see where they're positioned right now?
I think it's always been like this.
No.
I think they always set up there.
That is so strange.
Yeah, I've noticed it in the last couple of years, but I guess if that's the rules, then you know what? That's the rules. As McCallum knocks down the free throw, it's 18-10 with 5 minutes to play.
I've never noticed that.
Oh no, yeah, it's been like that this whole time. As Alexander into the lane, tough shot through contact, can't get it to fall. Here comes Dean the other way, kicks out for Luster, another three-pointer falling away. That one too strong. Another offensive rebound for Muhammad. He'll fall away on the mid-range, leaves that one short, and Kavanaugh hauls in the rebound. Kavanaugh dribbling through traffic, finds Ruoff, and he'll cross the timeline. 4.5 to play in the opening quarter, 18-10 lead for Larson Ford as Ruoff draws the foul on McCallum. And that should bring us to our first media timeout of the night, and it will. So 18-10 lead, 4:29 to play in the opening quarter. What has Larson Ford been able to do to kind of control this game early on?
I mean, they've been able to move the ball, and I mean, Isaiah McCallum has been a huge part of the offense, usually a complimentary player. We've seen guys like Floyd, guys like Zaire Dean really lead the offense, but today it's been all Isaiah McCallum, whether it's been from the free throw line, from the elbow, or when he's driving to the hoop. He's just been such a force so far for Larson. I don't think he's missed a shot yet, and if it has, it's only been one on maybe 5 or 6 attempts.
So an 8-point lead for Larson Ford over Seaview Jeep. We'll take a quick break, and on the other side, we'll have the rest of the first quarter on the JSBL Network. Alec Crowd-Himmel, Dave Smith back here for the JSBL. It's an 18-10 lead. And again, Isaiah McCallum, like Dave was talking about, controlling this game so far. A game-high 10 points has matched the total of Seaview Jeep as C.J. Ruoff can't knock down his first of 2 free throws. 3 of 4 shooting, and Jaheed Muhammad has been a force as well. 4 points and 5 rebounds. And 2 of them on the offensive glass already as Jesse Steele has walked into the building, so they'll give Seaview Jeep a much-needed 6th man as Ruoff splits the pair. 18-11 now, and if you remember last week's, Jesse Steele was the hero of that game as it was a mighty comeback attempt sparked against the WCT Warriors by Jesse Steele. 3 3-pointers in the last 3 minutes. As here's Malik Weinglass, 6 to shoot in the post. Gets the roll.
It's a good move there by Weinglass. The guy who's lefty, too, finishing with the weak hand.
As Robinson can't knock down the long pull-up three-pointer. Here's McCallum. Kiss to Dean. Gives it right back. Thought about a three. McCallum crossing over. And gives back to Dean. Dean directing traffic offensively. 10 to shoot. Anticipates the dump off as he gives it to Muhammad. Shahid Muhammad in the low post. Gives back to Dean. Open off the double team. Now an extra pass to Luster. Looking for another three. That one's short off the front iron. Here's Robinson without numbers. He'll give to Ruoff, who rises up, can't get it to fall, was looking for contact, and Muhammad hauls in another rebound, but poked away by Robinson. Kavanaugh gives to Ruoff, lines up a corner three and knocks it down. And again, CJ Ruoff, one of those really, really important guys for CVU Jeep when they're at their best.
Leading the JSBL in field goal percentage right now. He's just been so efficient all year. The guy that really knocks down the open looks.
Yeah, came into this game shooting 70% from the floor through 2 games as Kavanaugh's floater is rejected by Muhammad. And Shahid Muhammad, when he gets a read on a ball, he is not a guy that you want to try to shoot against.
No, not in particularly.
And just to finish off that thought, by the way, Robinson leading the league in assists, 13.7. Ruoff in field goal percentage at 70. Cohen in rebounds at 16, and Robinson and Pappas in points at 34. So CVU Jeep is ruling the stat sheet so far. But as Larry Marshall calls the timeout for Larson Ford, they are ruling this game. It's 20-14 with 2:58 to play in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break and have the rest of the action after this. We're back after the timeout called by Larson Ford as Jesse Steele checks into the game for CVU Jeep. They trail 20-14 with 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter as Emmett Hall will take a breather here on the bench as looks like we'll get a reach-in foul, or excuse me, a shooting foul.
No one on the free throw line, though, so maybe it was a defensive 3 seconds.
That would be the best guess. Oh, they got Weinglass on a, unless that was the technical on the defensive 3 seconds.
Interesting.
So we'll remain CVG ball, 20-15 lead. Robinson will rise, long three-pointer from the top of the key is off. Missed it short. Here's Dean as Larson gets quickly back into the half court. Here's McCallum in the short corner, gives back to Dean. Extra pass to Luster. Wing three-pointer, that one short. Steele hauls in the rebound as he gets hounded by 2 defenders. Has to give to Robinson. Long pass into the corner to Alexander. Three-pointer hits the air conditioning unit. And Alexander has such a high release point and high arcing three that who knows if that would have gone down, but it won't count because it hit the ceiling.
And that's the downside to having that high arc that Brandon Alexander possesses playing in a gym like Manasquan. There's a lot that can get you in trouble close to that ceiling.
Long three-pointers down. Isaiah McCallum with 13 points in this first quarter and pushes the lead back to 8. Robinson finishes on the up and under double clutch through contact. Now 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter, 23-17. CVU Jeep sticking around, though Larson Ford has controlled this game so far. It's been wire to wire. Muhammad guarded by Ruoff. Not a true big on the floor right now for CVU Jeep with Emmett Hall on the bench.
Looks like they're in a bit of a 3-2 zone.
Yeah, looks like they switched up the defense to try to mitigate that as Alexander hauls in the board. Here's Robinson in transition. Draws contact on the floater. Was looking for a call and he didn't get it. 90 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Yeah, it looks like they're playing a zone. CVU Jeep is. As a long pass over to Luster on the wing. Now an entry pass to McCallum. Rises up for the mid-range. That one won't fall from the high post. And it looks like it's slowed down some of Larson Forward's driving and ball movement, at least for now, as Muhammad rejects another shot. My goodness. He has the wingspan, he has the athleticism, and Shahid Muhammad, one of the premier shot blockers already in this league.
Yeah, I mean, just the presence that he has inside, and not even if he doesn't block the shot, but just the way he alters it. The way that guys go up at the rim is different because you have to plan for a guy that can jump that high, so they shoot it higher, resulting in a tougher shot.
As another miss by Larson Forward, Seaview Jeep still in their zone. Here comes Robinson. Jesse Steele made a basket on the previous possession off the inbound. Under a minute to play, finds a cutting Ruoff. The layup won't fall, but Robinson comes away with the board. Gives to Ruoff, who drives baseline. Now a three-pointer for Steele. That one's good. Once again, Jesse Steele making the instant impact. And it's back to a one-point game with 5 seconds to separate shot and game clock.
And Steele is exactly what Seaview was missing, and a shooter for Justin Robinson.
Weinglass cuts baseline and knocks down the reverse layup through contact. And if you want to beat a 2-3 zone, you got to move without the basketball, and Weinglass did just that. Kavanaugh with the shot clock off, draws a foul on Eric Brown Jr., who recently checked into the game. 8.5. They said Gene Campbell, but
that's not Gene Campbell.
I can verify that is not Gene Campbell.
That's Eric Brown.
Yeah, Eric Brown on the foul. 8.5 on the game clock. Shot clock is off. Jesse Steele. Fall away two. That one's good again, and that is how the first quarter will come to a close. Jesse Steele, the hero of the last game against WCT, comes alive late in the first quarter, and Seaview Jeep trails by just one. What has he provided to this Seaview team down the stretch?
I mean, Jesse Steele is one of those invaluable players. I mean, a guy that plays pretty good defense on that side of the ball, but just a guy that stretches the floor. I mean, Justin Robinson, so crafty, can get inside past his defender and either finish at the rim, but having a guy like Steele is so nice to have as a team when you just have a knockdown three-point shooter. Alec having a conversation right now with
who come out here, and hopefully the ones that are watching on YouTube as well if you search Jersey Shore Basketball League. So we're through a quarter, 25-24, Larson Ford leads. We'll take a quick break in the second quarter coming up after this on the JSBL Network. We're back here for the second quarter of action. Larson Ford and Seaview Jeep, as Seaview Jeep will start with the possession, 25-24. And the story of the last stretch of that first quarter is the play of Jesse Steele, as he can't get a reverse layup to fall. 7 points in just 3 minutes of action. As here comes Zaire Dean the other way. Isaiah McCallum was the story of the entire first quarter with 13 points, as Robinson picks the pocket of Eric Brown and finishes off the glass. In transition, Robinson with 5 points in the first, now has 7 points total on 2 of 8 shooting. Here comes Dean. He'll just rise up as Robinson was stepping way back and makes him pay for the lax defense.
Good job there by Zaire Dean. A little disrespectful there from Robinson, and he made him pay.
Here's Kavanaugh. Over to Brandon Alexander. Working on Malik Weinglass. Now an entry pass to Emmett Hall, who's checked back into the game. CJ Ruoff will begin the second quarter on the bench. Steele with the shot clock at 5. He'll just rise up and knocks down another. Jesse Steele with 10 points in 4 minutes.
And Jesse Steele and Brandon Alexander with their jump shots almost opposites. Jesse Steele with a very low arcing shot, whereas Alexander gets that very high in the air.
McCallum can't knock down the floater in the lane, and we'll get a jump ball. And Jesse Steele, the longest tenured player in the JSBL, another Monmouth guy in this CVG roster. I know not all of them are here tonight, but so many generations of Monmouth basketball. You got Steele, and then Robinson, and then a guy like George Pappas, and then Xander Rice. And there's just so many
Collins
different.
as well.
Yeah. As
We had Bashir for a little bit as well.
But even just on CVG as one team.
Yeah.
As the jump ball ricochets way into the backcourt, Dean picks it up. 10 to shoot. Once again, some off defense by Robinson. He'll rise up for a long two. It won't go. McCallum can't get the first of two putbacks. The second of two putbacks won't go. And a stop for CVG. They've taken a 29-28 lead for the first time tonight. Steele looking to stay hot. That one was halfway down and out. Here comes Dean the other way as Steele switches onto him. Gets around to McCallum's screen, and a nice job by Steele picking the pocket. Here he goes on a 2-on-2 break. A nice pass down into the corner. Alexander a long three. That one won't go. McCallum holds in the rebound. Kavanaugh comes over to help along with Steele as Weinglass tips the pass intended for Eric Brown, and that one will sail out of bounds, and it will remain Larson forward basketball.
Weinglass saying, yep, my bad there. Not aware that Brown was right behind him. Pass Dean intended.
As an entry pass to McCallum, 7 to shoot. Two defenders helping over. Now kicks back to Dean. Dean driving in, a floater off the off arm. That one just barely lips out. The rebound ricochets to Steele with numbers. Kicks to Robinson behind the back dribble. The highlight reel from the foul line. Oh man, that one might have been 75% of the way down. As another pass down low to McCallum. He just rises up, blocked by Hall. Muhammad with the offensive board, kicks out to Dean, wide open from beyond the arc. Can't get that one to fall. It was short as McCallum hauls in the rebound. And he got stripped by Robinson. As CJ Ruoff will check back in, Brandon Alexander will take a rest for the first time tonight.
And again, a very not deep bench, very thin bench today for Seaview. Only one reserve. So like we talked about last game with County Line before, they got a couple guys that showed up late. They got to stay out of foul trouble.
Here's Weinglass as he gives to Josh Morris, who's checking in for the first time. No, not that Josh Morris, as Robinson comes away with a steal off a deflected pass. He crossed the timeline, guarded by McCallum, trying to break him down off the dribble. Gets to the foul line, kicks out for Ruoff. Ruoff with a full head of steam at the basket, finishes, and the foul.
Wouldn't have counted as a field goal if it was just a foul, but CJ Ruoff just shooting such a high percent so far this year. Finished through the contact to make sure he got his field goal.
2 of 4 from the floor in the first quarter. Now adds another bucket and has a chance to extend Seaview Jeep's lead as he knocks down the three-point play. It's 32-28, 7 minutes to play in the first half. And it looks like Seaview Jeep has gone back to more of a man-to-man defense after switching to zone late in that first quarter. Weinglass, spot up three from the top of the key is good. The Seaview Jeep lead down to 1. Here's Steele the other way. Screen from Emmett Hall in the lane. Oh, just a little bit behind Hall on the over-the-head pass, and here is numbers for Seaview Jeep. Luster, three-pointer from the wing in transition. That one off to the side. Weinglass hauls in the rebound. Great ball movement as Morris will haul from the foul. Will rise up from the foul line, I should say. It won't go. Here is Kavanaugh. Euro step. Finishing through traffic is good.
Jesse Jones.
That is not Jesse Jones. That is, in fact, Colin Kavanaugh. As here goes McCallum in the lane. A late contest from Ruoff was no match for McCallum. He's got 15 now. As Robinson fires a steal. Pump fake, flyby, three-pointer in the corner. That one is off to the left. 34-33. Seaview Jeep has taken the lead for the first time in this game. Here's Weinglass off a pass from Dean in the corner, or the wing, I should say. That one too strong, and Kavanaugh hauls in the rebound. Kavanaugh without numbers. Ball goes around the horn to Ruoff. He's left open, and that one just a little short off the front iron. Here is Dean into the half court. He'll just rise up from the elbow, and that one is good. As Steele was anticipating the drive, he just rose up and created some space, and Larson Ford takes the lead back. Robinson, a long three-pointer. That one died off the back of the rim but couldn't get the roll. Here is Dean once again running traffic. That three-pointer won't go. Kavanaugh with the board. Halfway point of the second quarter, 35-34 as Kavanaugh splits his man and knocks down the pull-up mid-range jumper.
Good move there from Kavanaugh.
Yeah, he had Luster on him, just went behind the back and shook him and knocked down the pull-up jumper. As McCallum on the entry, rises up with a layup. It won't fall, but they'll get Emmett Hall on a foul. Again, McCallum has been the best player on offense for Larson Ford tonight. And with 4:40 to play, that will bring us to the media timeout. Seaview Jeep leads 36-35 with 4:40 left in the second quarter. We'll have the rest of the first half after this on the JSBL Network. We're back here after the media timeout. It'll be 2 free throws for Isaiah McCallum. 15 points and 6 rebounds already in this game. As he'll have 2. Knocks down the first one. He's 6 of 14 from the floor. Also 3 offensive rebounds. And Shaheed Muhammad with 4 points and 11 rebounds already. So those are the 2 main stat builders. Zaire Dean with 5 points and 2 rebounds and 5 assists as well for Larson Ford. As Jesse Steele lofts a long pass to the opposite corner to Alexander. Ruoff on a 3, he's got it.
And that's the one part of CJ Ruoff's game that we've really seen him improve upon this year. Was a decent three-point shooter last year for Seaview, but definitely wasn't consistent. This year has become a much more consistent option for them.
Shaheed Muhammad rocks the rim to tie this game back up at 39 with 4 minutes to play in the opening half. Here's Robinson in the half court. Kavanaugh thought about a 3, instead drives, steps back, fall away 2. That one might have gotten deflected. It's off either way, and Larson Ford takes over. Luster left open. He will fire, and he will knock it down to give Larson Ford the lead back. Can't give many space in transition.
It's a back and forth affair so far. Good fight between these two teams.
Steals, fall away jumper is short. Here is Dean looking to extend the lead. Gives to Luster. Now an entry pass down low to Muhammad, or to McCallum, and he knocks down another mid-range J. McCallum has taken over on offense. No Corey Floyd Jr., no Nate Pierre-Louis. It's been all McCallum tonight. As Robinson drives and kicks for Kavanaugh. Corner 3 is good.
Kavanaugh, another RBC guy. There's a connection with Coach Schmelz along with Ruoff.
As Morris kicks out for Luster, another open 3. That one too strong, as it looked like Seaview Jeep went back to his zone. As Kavanaugh, the floater, too much on it. Dean went into the bench. And it looks like Larson Ford will call a timeout here before its offensive possession with 2:56 to play and a 44-42 lead. And you don't see too many of those timeouts where you get a stop and you get the rebound and you're about to start another possession. What do you think is going on in the huddle right now for Larson Ford and Larry Marshall with his team ahead?
I think he's letting them know how proud he is of them for how much they've been able to fight throughout this game. I mean, anytime you go up against a Justin Robinson-led team, it doesn't matter who's on his team. I mean, if you can come out victorious and you can shut him down the best way possible and come out on top like they are right now, it's pretty impressive.
So 2:56 on the clock at the timeout, to 42 lead. It's been a back and forth affair for a while. Larson Ford did build up a double-digit lead at one, or a 9-point lead, I should say. It almost reached double digits, but Seaview Jeep has fought since then, and they've kept this game within a possession or two. And Larson Ford looking to extend it on offense here. Again, McCallum has been the story with almost 20 points in this first half. Peter Luster's also knocked down a couple of three-pointers, as Dean will kickstart the offense. Works across the half-court line. Once again, Robinson defending him at the foul line, and Dean knocks down another pull-up jumper. His foot was on the line, so only a 2, but Robinson really not respecting Dean's range on defense.
And Dean has taken it every time that he's gotten the space, hitting it at a pretty high clip right now.
Robinson knocks down a pull-up mid-range of his own to cut the lead to 2 once again. Dean will step back. This time it's a three-pointer, and once again it's down, and CBG might want to alter some of their defensive strategy here on Zaire Dean.
Yeah, I think now, after making that one, if you're Robinson, you have no choice but to get up.
High arcing three from Alexander won't go. Muhammad thought about a long outlet pass. Instead, he'll give to Dean. Steele was guarding him at one point as well. So CVG throwing a couple of different options as he rises up for the floater, and Zaire Dean starting to heat up here. The lead is now at 7, and a long pass from Robinson just past the arms of Brandon Alexander. It won't go, and with under 2 minutes to play, the momentum's starting to shift back the way of Larson Ford. As Lucas Agba-Jemison will check in for the first time, he'll give Shahid Muhammad a breather.
Muhammad giving great minutes to Larson Ford right now on both ends of the floor.
Here comes Dean to bring it up. Once again, Robinson's still on him, and Robinson is still stepping back a little bit. Gives to Morris. Now an entry pass to McCallum. Tough finish in the basket.
I think this is the best we've seen Isaiah McCallum play maybe all year.
I would say so. Robinson whips a pass over to Ruoff, trying to create some space against Morris. Kicks back for Robinson. The lead is 9, tied for the largest of the game by either team. Gets the switch on Agba-Jemison. He'll just rise up from 3, that one off to the left side. And the rebound by Dean. Nobody picks him up in transition. Now Ruoff comes over to pick him up. McCallum thought about a 3, drives, puts up a layup, and it just rims out. Alexander the board. Here comes Robinson. Seaview Jeep trailing by 9 with a minute to play. Robinson gets his pocket picked. Here comes McCallum the other way. We'll get a foul in transition on Jesse Steele. And Tyler Schmel's looking for where the whistle was when Robinson got his pocket picked.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Robinson didn't get hit down there, it's tough to call that one down there. It's a similar call, and I think that's where the frustration of Schmel's is coming in.
First in the final 2 minutes on Seaview Jeep. The next one will send Larson Ford to the free throw line. Dean looking for Luster in the corner. Gets some space, lofts it up. That one won't go. Morris the rebound, fights through contact and gets the layup. Double-digit lead for the first time tonight by either team. It's an 11-point lead with 45 seconds left in the opening half. Robinson backing down. Dean gets a double team, now kicks to Alexander. Steps into a 3, leaves it short, but Robinson hauls in the board. Another chance here with 14 on the shot clock. Robinson will fall away and knocks down another tough J. 5 seconds separating shot and game clock. Larson Ford will slow it down with the 9-point lead. Robinson comes up to guard him. 10 on the shot clock. Robinson hounding him, tries to pick his pocket, successfully does. Steele picks it up, lofts it over to Robinson. With 8 seconds left, he knocks down the layup to cut it to 7. Here comes McCallum the other way, 4 seconds. Luster, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, got to put something up. Kicks to McCallum, and he can't get a shot off. So a couple of buckets by Seaview Jeep late in the second quarter. Puts an 11-point lead down to 7. It's 55-48. Dave, what does Seaview Jeep have to come out in this third quarter with to get back into this game?
I mean, this is a team that's very depleted right now, but the one thing that they can take pride in is getting stops on the defensive end. Larson isn't a team that's particularly known for their offensive firepower. If they're lacking on the offensive end, they got to be able to put their chins on the line, be able to dive for loose balls, and do everything they can on the defensive end, just like we saw with County Line in Game 1. Defense to offense, and with a guy like Robinson who can really run in transition and make plays, That's what they're going to have to be able to do in order to come back into this game.
So through 20 minutes and 20 minutes to play here in Manasquan in the JSBL, Larson Ford leads Seaview Jeep 55-48. We got a couple-minute break here for halftime, but we'll have the second half coming up after this on the JSBL Network. We're back here for the start of half number 2 in Manasquan in the Jersey Shore Basketball League's Wednesday night doubleheader. As Seaview Jeep trying to rally from a 7-point halftime deficit. Here's CJ Ruoff into the lane, puts up a high floater, can't get the roll, as Ruoff had 12 points in that first half. Here's Zaire Dean going the other way, kicks to Luster. Three-pointer in the corner, that one's good off the sweet feed from Dean, and Luster now with 9 points on 3 three-pointers. And that was Dean's 7th assist of the game, and it's back up to 10. As Steele drives into the lane and knocks down the lefty layup.
Sweet scoop layup there from Steele after getting by his defender.
Here's Dean around the horn for Wineglass. Three-pointer in the corner is good for 2 straight possessions. Malik Wineglass with 11 points now in this game and 5 rebounds. The lead back up to 11, tie for the game lead. Robinson's jumper was halfway down and out, but a good tap out by Ruoff. Here's Steele, wide open from 3, short. Dean hauls in the rebound. Dean, a long pass into Muhammad, down low, pump fakes, tries to put it down with 2 hands, but it was affected by both Alexander and Hall, as Robinson's pass up ahead to Ruoff is tipped out of bounds. Well, I tell you what, Muhammad had some nasty intentions with that one. He had 6 points and 13 rebounds in the first half of action. Here's Alexander off the inbound, a high arcing three-pointer is short, and that one will fall out of bounds. It didn't hit any of the ceiling units this time, although it did come very close. 61-50 lead for Larson Ford as they look to add to it. Cavanaugh will start the half on the bench for Seaview Jeep. Again, only 6 players available. Here's McCallum in the lane. Defense collapses towards him. Luster picks up the loose ball. Gives over to Dean. He'll just rise up off balance. That one rattles in and out. Emmett Hall the rebound. Here comes Robinson. He'll just rise up over the outstretched arm of Muhammad. It won't go. Alexander there for the rebound. He hands it right back off to Robinson. That one won't go either. And Muhammad gets the rebound this time. Here comes Dean into the half court. Guarded by Ruoff. Kicks over to Muhammad. Thought about a corner, or to McCallum, I should say. He thought about a corner 3. And we'll give back to Dean and reset the offense. The 4s are throwing me off. McCallum, corner 3. Can't get the roll as it bounces off the top of the basket, off the shot clock, and will go out of bounds back the direction of Seaview Jeep. As Steele inbounds to Robinson and gets it right back. Here's Steele the other way. Again, only 13 minutes in that first half, but he has 10 points to show for it. Robinson off the give from Steele. Floater in the lane, left it way short, and Wineglass there for the board. Seaview Jeep's offense a little slow to start out, only 2 points. As Muhammad, fall away 2, that one's good over the outstretched arm of Emmett Hall to set a new game high in terms of the lead. It's now 13.
If he can hit that consistently, I mean, that just opens up so much for Larson Ford's offense. I mean, people crash on Muhammad so hard because you're told not to jump on his jump shot, but now starting to hit it a little bit.
Here's Robinson on a long three-pointer. That one too strong. Robinson 6 of 15, I should say, in that first half. Dean needs some help, finds Wineglass, driving into the lane, fakes the pass, finishes through contact. That one won't go. Muhammad the rebound, and he got fouled by Robinson on the way back up.
Very unorthodox style of coaching of Larry Marshall. I don't think I see anybody else call his players over that are at the free throw line for a chat before they go. It's just, it's very strange. But I mean, Larry's been doing this for so long, and he's built so many relationships with so many guys. Lucky to have him here in this league.
First free throw is too strong, and I think if I were Larry Marshall bringing him over, I'd tell him, don't even bring that ball down. Just go right back up with it. As Robinson, the shortest guy out there, was able to kind of get a hand on the arm. Knocks down the second one. And I will say, Muhammad has taken some big steps as a shooter, like you mentioned, from the mid-range. And, yeah, that can only add to his gravity with his height. As a nice feed to Ruoff. The layup is good off the feed from Robinson. Lead is down to 12. 64-52 with 6.5 to play in the third quarter. Dean once again left open from 3, and once again he hits it. Zaire Dean is making the defense pay for giving him space. Alexander kicks to Robinson. Fires a three through contact, and it's good. You knew it was only a matter of time before Robinson knocked down one of those impossible-looking jumpers. Dean looking to respond once again, spinning around the screen. He'll just rise up from beyond the arc. It's short. The rebound hauled in by Alexander. 67-55. Robinson into the lane, dicing, slicing, kicks out for Steele. Can't knock down the three-pointer. That one was close.
Steele had a great first half, got here late, was feeling red hot when he got here, but has cooled off since halftime.
Here is Luster on the wing. Entry pass to Wineglass in the short corner. And tried to give a no-look feed to Muhammad down low, but Muhammad Hall was right there to pick it off. Still within reach, 67-55, especially when you have a guy like Scoop Robinson, as he can't knock down that three-pointer. Transition opportunity. Luster will rise up from way downtown, and he's wide open and hits it.
That was like a Timo Cruz and Coach Carter right there pulling up. He had a wide open lane, and he said, absolutely not. Let's take the analytic-driven three-point shot right there.
Here is Steele off the offensive rebound. Robinson into the lane, now kicks out for Steele. 4 to shoot, they gotta make something happen quickly. Alexander with one to Hall, and they can't get one off. It'll be a shot clock violation, and that will send us into the media timeout. 4:47 on the game clock in the third quarter. It's 70-55. Larson Ford starting to strengthen their grip on this game. We'll be back after this with the rest of the third quarter on the JSBL Network. After the media timeout, Larson Ford looking to extend their lead on this game. Malik Wineglass in the post, kicks out to Zaire Dean. 70-55 with 4.5 to play, and now it's up to 17 as Malik Wineglass knocks down the layup after the double team. Here comes Robinson the other way, the league's leading scorer, or tied for, and the leading assist man. Robinson into the lane, lofts up a high floater and gets the roll off the back of the iron to fall. Down to 15 points now. Zaire Dean running the offense for Larson Ford. Gives to Isaiah McCallum in the lane. Knocks down the floater and the foul. And how about the night that Isaiah McCallum has had tonight?
I mean, without Isaiah McCallum, Larson Ford isn't winning this game. I mean, they got off to that hot start because of him. And it's been a little back and forth, but Isaiah McCallum has been right there and a part of the action throughout the entirety of this game. And I would say the driving reason as to why they're doing as well as they are. He's been their X factor, him and Zaire Dean.
Can't convert the three-point play, but still 21 points, now 23. Robinson, transition three, that one, oh my goodness, it hit every part of the rim and just fell out. The struggles for Seaview Jeep continue. It's now to a 17-point deficit as Robinson draws the charge. They'll get McCallum, who's a little overzealous, driving on J-Rob. So it'll go the other way.
I mean, it's an easy call to make if you're an official. Good job by Robinson there to sell it a little bit. But
Also at
if
his
you're the
feet
smaller,
set.
yeah, exactly. If you're the smaller guard in that situation, you're taught to take that charge because, I mean, you're not stopping him if he tries to drop step and go over you. So,
As it's a full two-team effort to wipe up the wet spot, including our wonderful executive producer, Eddie Capalco.
he shouldn't need that much help.
There was 2 from Larson Ford, 4 of the 5 from Seaview Jeep. I can't imagine it's not almost all done at this point.
I mean, this has gone on longer than I thought it would. They are still going, Alec.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse Steele was trying to get Brandon Alexander to ask for the basketball, but didn't bite as Larson Ford was still in their huddle. And now Seaview will get the possession back with 3:44 to play. Here is Robinson running the offense once again. Off a screen from Ruoff. He's left open from the perimeter. Knocks down another triple. How about Ruoff now? 6 of 10 from the floor, 17 points. Still keeping up that league-leading field goal percentage.
And what's very impressive to me is that Ruoff, a guy that just came off a great collegiate season at Catholic. I mean, he's played in this league for a couple years, but it's quite the adjustment to go from the college three-point line to the NBA three-point line, and he's doing so with ease right now. Like we talked about, leading the league in field goal percentage, and he's up there with his three-point field goal percentage as well.
So after doing some calculations in my head, Ruoff is now, as we say right now in the live stats, tied for third as the three-pointer from Luster won't go as Ruoff hauls in the rebound. He's tied for third. He's 20 of 30 on the season, and Jared Kimbrough currently holds the league-leading field goal percentage. Although that also doesn't factor in ACI's game last night, so never mind. Disregard all that. As Robinson's kick-out pass for Kavanaugh is just a little bit too far out. It'll be a turnover, and Larson Ford gets the ball back up by 14, under 3 minutes to play. But either way, Ruoff shooting 67% from the floor. Fantastic campaign so far. Muhammad, fall away 2, won't go, but they'll get a foul on the shot. There was a crowd of Seaview Jeep defenders in the area, so we'll see who it's on. They'll get Alexander.
Second personal.
Only 2 on him. Alexander had a tough night tonight. 1 of 11 from the floor, 1 of 9 from 3. He's usually a really reliable three-point shooter and a floor spacer for Seaview Jeep. The shots just have not fallen tonight.
A guy with a really unorthodox shot, kind of shoots it from the opposite side instead of on the strong side, being a lefty, shoots it from the right side. But like you said, this year has shown that he's a capable three-point shooter and has been able to help them out by stretching the floor, but been a rough night tonight for Alexander.
Just one of 10 from beyond the arc in the third quarter as a team for Seaview Jeep, as Muhammad's first free throw is good. And we talked about this with OIB Ortho. Sometimes, especially when you're limited with only one guy off the bench, it's just not your night and the shots won't fall.
And simply it's been that kind of night.
Shooting 36.1% as of the media timeout that we had. And that was a few minutes ago, so it has certainly changed since then. But still a good snapshot into the struggles that they've had. As Muhammad knocks down the second, and we'll get a technical foul called.
Technical foul, Brandon Alexander.
And it's going to go on Alexander, so I don't know if he said something after the free throw or what, because he was away from the official who called the technical. As Zaire Dean knocks down the free throw, and things are starting to unravel a little bit here for Seaview Jeep.
Gary with the simple, he know what he did.
We don't, so that'll just be between Gary and Brandon Alexander as he'll check out and Emmett Hall checks back in. Off the inbound, here's Ruoff, kicks out for Kavanaugh. 2 KCs on the same floor for Seaview Jeep. Robinson fakes the 3, drives in, lefty layup just rims out, and again, it's then that kind of night for the entirety of Seaview Jeep, but especially Justin Robinson. Here's a transition 3 for Luster. That one way short, but McCallum right there for the offensive board. The putback is good.
And Seaview Jeep with this lineup right now really lacking some size. I mean, you have one guy in Hall, but then 4 guys who typically are more guard heavy players, so not really experienced in crashing the boards as much. And this is a big Larson team with 3 bigs on the floor. Muhammad, Weinglass, and McCallum, all capable rebounders.
And that's with Agba Jemison on the bench and Alex Leiba not here tonight as well. I mean, Larson Ford is stacked up on sides. Here's Robinson, transition 3. That one won't fall. 79-60 now. Larson Ford starting to open this game up, looking for their second straight victory. Luster's three-pointer is in and out. McCallum, another offensive rebound. Can't get the putback to go, but he draws a foul on the way up. I'll tell you what, the way things are going right now, I think our player of the game is going to be Isaiah McCallum.
Should be a good interview for you. I don't think we've had McCallum here in quite some time. And he's been a guy that has been with Larson for a while, and it's been good to see him grow.
They'll head to the line for 2. It was Robinson on the foul. Yeah, the first shot rattles around and out. And that one won't fall either, so an 0 for 2 trip for McCallum. It's still a 19-point lead with 90 seconds left as Ruoff in the lane can't get that one to fall through 2 defenders. Muhammad the board. Here is Luster driving in, lobs it up for Muhammad. He brings it down, goes right back up and puts it in with 2 hands.
Great pass there from Luster and a great job by Muhammad to just take that one dribble and then go straight up fast. That's what he's got to learn. That's the big thing with him, is that with his athleticism, with his ability to get his head above that rim, he's got to be able to go up right away.
As Robinson draws the reach, gets the inbound, leaves it for Hall, extra pass. Kavanaugh finds Steele around the horn. Ruoff, a corner triple. That one short off the front of the iron. And Dean Hall's in the rebound with under a minute to play in the third. It's now 21, the biggest of the game for either side. Weinglass trying to extend it, and that one was halfway down and out. It's been some unfortunate bounces for all 4 teams in action tonight. As Robinson into the lane, 42 seconds on the clock. Scoop layup is up and no good for Scoop, but he draws the foul and will head to the foul line with 39.5 on the clock.
Fouls, Dean, first personal.
They'll get Dean, that's his first. Team's second in the last 2 minutes, so they are over the limit.
Line, Justin Robinson.
Robinson, 1 for 1 from the line. He hasn't gotten to the foul line like he usually does tonight as he knocks down the first. It'll be a 3 substitutions for Larson Ford. Agba Jemison, Morris, and Jovan Steinmetz checks in for the first time tonight. They will replace Muhammad, Luster, and Weinglass. Second free throw for Robinson is up and good as a lead is cut to under 20. Larson Ford can go 2 for 1 if they so choose, with the 15-second difference in between shot and game clock, already up by 19. Here's McCallum, guarded by Steele. Gives back to Dean, another wide open 3. That one won't go. Hall brings in the rebound. Kavanaugh has numbers, and a good job by Larson Ford getting back on defense. They leave Robinson open. He'll slow it down with the shot clock off. He'll hold for 1. He's got Josh Morris coming out to guard him. 13 seconds on the clock. Robinson directing traffic offensively, isolating out to the far side. Nobody there except for Robinson and Morris. 3 seconds now. Robinson makes his move, drives in the lane, puts up the layup. It's good at the buzzer. And Justin Robinson gets exactly what he wanted on the isolation, but CVU Jeep still trails 81-64 after 3 quarters. Dave, what does Larson Ford have to do to close out this victory? They're already up big, but how do they finish the job and close out this win?
I think it was a little bit of a case of the first game as well. We saw County Line get a little bit complacent throughout that fourth, through a little stretch, but then finish very strong. We need to see Larson Ford just stay consistent, continue to box out, continue to rotate on defensive assignments, communicate, keep the ball movement, keep these good shots going. They're playing a good brand of basketball right now, and this is a team that desperately needs a win. I mean, with the loss of Corey Floyd, he got hurt a couple weeks ago, so who knows the next time we'll see him. Nate Pierre-Louis hasn't been here the past couple appearances as well. This is a team looking for a guy or a couple guys to step up, and that's exactly what happened tonight with Dean and McCallum.
So we'll take a quick break. Fourth quarter coming up next on the JSBL Network. We're back here with the fourth quarter of action in the JSBL, an 81-64 lead for Larson Ford over Seaview Jeep. It'll be Zaire Dean on triple double watch to direct traffic on offense as he gives to Muhammad, rises up and draws a foul. Zaire Dean with 16 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. Isaiah McCallum with 25 points and 11 rebounds, and Shaheed Muhammad with 13 points and 19 rebounds. That's then a lot of the statistical makeup for Larson Ford. Also, Malik Weinglass with 13 points and 9 rebounds as Muhammad will head to the line for 2. Knocks down the first one. He's 4 of 5 from the stripe tonight.
Looks so much more comfortable up at the stripe this year compared to last year as well. Muhammad, not particularly known for his free throw shooting back in his career while he was at Seton Hall and then at Florida State as well, but looks very capable and confident up there, and those are two very important characteristics when it comes to shooting free throws.
He knocks down both. Here goes Jesse Steele the other way. Brandon Alexander in the corner. 19-point deficit for Seaview Jeep. 30 seconds into the fourth. Here's Colin Cavanaugh, 9 to shoot, gets around a screen from Emmett Hall. He kicks to Steele, fall away three-pointer. That one is short. Muhammad with the rebound. Larson Ford started 0-3, and they're now looking for their second straight victory as Dean will slow things down and take some time off. 10 on the shot clock, 9:07 on the game clock. 19-point lead for Larson Ford as Dean gives to McCallum. With Steele on him, he'll just rise up with a floater, can't get the roll. Morris is there for the putback. Here's Alexander the other way. Guarded by Shaheed Muhammad on the perimeter. Hall comes up for a screen. Alexander will rise up and knocks down the long two-pointer to cut the deficit back down to 19. Alexander with a tough shooting night so far. That's only his second field goal in 12 tries, but he does have 10 rebounds, so he's been a contributor elsewhere as Steinmetz knocks down the jumper. Jovan Steinmetz gets his first bucket of the night as he came into that game for the first time late in the third quarter. The lead is back to 22 as Robinson rejected by Muhammad. Tyler Schmel's looking for a whistle, not going to get one. As McCallum, floater in the lane, is too strong, gets his own rebound, and just muscles through the teeth of the defense and puts up the layup. Larson Ford really taking over in this game. It's a 24-point lead as Cavanaugh drives, can't get the layup to fall off. Good defense from Steinmetz. Here is Dean, coast to coast, knocks down the layup. It's 26. Tyler Schmelz will call a timeout to talk things over. It's an 11-2 run for Larson Ford to start this fourth quarter. And again, you mentioned OIB Ortho and County Line Auto Body in the first game of this doubleheader. County Line Auto Body took it to them in the first quarter and then just continued to keep their foot on the gas. And I think it's safe to say that Larson Ford is continuing to do that here to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, there was a period where Seaview Jeep was in this game for a little bit. It was only a 1-point lead after that first quarter. But after Larson went into the half up 7, they then followed it with a 10-point lead in that third quarter. So yet to lose a quarter so far against a Seaview team with Justin Robinson tonight and with a guy like Ruoff who's playing as well as he is, and Jesse Steele too, who's also a very capable shooter. Although they don't have all of their guys, this is still a good team that they're playing against. So you got to be very happy if you're Coach Marshall with the way that the guys have showed up tonight, because they've showed up in a big way in a game that means a lot to them.
Looking to go 2-3 on the year. 92-66, and we are in running clock territory as Justin Robinson will bring the ball up. He's played every minute and second of this game. Gets into the lane, gets double, triple teamed almost. Kicks out for Ruoff. Spot up three-pointer. That one's down again. Ruoff with 20 points, 7 of 13 shooting. He has had a really good night. As here comes Dean the other way. Entry pass to McCallum. And that one just falls out. Again, some unfortunate bounces for all four teams tonight. Steele will rise up in transition. Oh my goodness, another one. Two shots back-to-back that were halfway down and out. Here comes McCallum, gives to Dean, corner three-pointer, that one's short. Ball bounces out of bounds, deflected off the inbound, or off the rebound, I should say, and it looks like it'll go the direction of Seaview Jeep as there needs to be a bit of a cleanup in the short corner. And Larson Ford will call a timeout up by 23, so we'll take a quick break with 6:56 to play in this one. It's all Larson Ford. We'll be back with the final 7 minutes after this on the JSBL Network. We're back after the Larson Ford timeout. Jesse Steele with a long kick out to Kavanaugh, and his three-pointer is short. Larson Ford controlling this game up by 23 points. 92-69. Here's Zaire Dean, 8 to shoot, and he traveled. Tried to jab and move the pivot foot a little bit too soon. And that one will go the other way. Here comes Robinson in the half court, crossing over. He'll rise up, and that's his bread and butter. That 1-2 crossover into a fall-away jumper. It's almost unstoppable.
Yeah, he just gets so much separation from it and hits it at such a high clip. Even though someone his height really finds a way to get it all that separation.
McCallum with a nice step-through move in the post, knocks down another one, and it's back to 23. And Seaview Jeep just hasn't been able to piece together stops and shots, as that one from Robinson won't go. Here is McCallum with a lane in transition, draws a foul. I think he wanted to slam that one home with authority, but Robinson on the foul. Instead, he'll head to the line for two. And Tyler Schmelz doesn't like what he's seeing. He'll call a timeout. So 5:32, and for a 23-point game, we have had 3 timeouts in a matter of minutes. And it's been all Larson Ford in the second half of this one. So we'll take a quick break, and on the other side, final 5.5 here in Manasquan. We're back here with 5.5 minutes to play, as it looks like we have a little bit of a scoreboard error. The clock does say 53.8 seconds, and it's back adjusted to 5:38. We're good. So Isaiah McCallum will head to the foul line. McCallum has been the star of the game for Larson Ford, and a big reason why they are ahead by 23 points. As the first one rattles in and out. The 5 on the floor for Larson, and it'll be Dean, Steinmetz, along with Morris, Muhammad, and McCallum. As that one won't go either, and another unfortunate bounce, but an offensive rebound for Morris, a second rebound, and he gets it on the third try. Josh Morris getting after it on the offensive glass, and the lead up to 25. Here is Jesse Steele the other way for Seaview Jeep. Kicks to Brandon Alexander, steps into a three-pointer. That one around the rim, it won't go. Morris the board. Dean into the half court, finds a wide open McCallum. He throws it down with two hands. The floodgates have opened for Larson Ford in this fourth quarter. As Steele gets his defender in the air, kicks to Ruoff in the corner, around the horn, goes to Kavanaugh. Ruoff gets it back, spots up on the three-pointer. That one won't fall.
I don't know if anybody had this score on their bingo card going into tonight's game.
Well, Seaview Jeep has been at times dominant, but sometimes you just don't have your crew. As Kavanaugh kicks out to Alexander in the corner, a long three. That one won't fall. Long rebound tapped out to McCallum. 2-on-1 break. Euro step into the lane and gets it off the glass. Man, Isaiah McCallum has a whole different energy about him tonight. The shots are falling. He's defending at a high level. And we'll get a foul on Josh Morris. 100-71, and I guess the immediate timeout is necessary. So we'll go to it. 4:23 to play in the fourth. 100-71. Larson Ford up big. Four minutes and 23 seconds left in the nightcap here in Manasquan on a Wednesday night, as Justin Robinson can't get a three-pointer to fall off the inbound. 100-71. It's nearly a 30-point lead for Seaview Jeep, who at times has looked like the best team in the league. But only 6 guys available tonight. Justin Robinson, one of them, and Muhammad. Oh my goodness. There is the explanation. Here's the exclamation mark from Shaheed Muhammad. Hauls in another rebound and puts up another bucket, as Alexander can't get one to fall either. I'm not sure what the record is for rebounds in a JSBL game, but Muhammad, oh, there's another one. He has to be getting close to it. He has come alive in this game.
Speaking of close to it, and player of the game in terms of who you might be interviewing, his stat line right now must be stupid.
At the 20 rebound mark, almost at the 20-point mark. As Dean gives it to him again, and he fights through contact, no whistle. Looked like there was plenty of contact there, but with 3:20 to play, Robinson the other way, can't get a transition three to fall. And those are the threes that fall for Robinson at almost every opportunity, just have not gone down tonight. Josh Morris, entry pass to Muhammad, as Zaire Dean will run some clock out here for Larson Ford. Here's Steinmetz, knocked down a three earlier, can't get that one to fall. Here's Alexander. We are in running clock mode now with under 3 minutes to play. Alexander, and they're going to get a foul on Steinmetz. Emmett Hall will check back into the game. He replaces C.J. Ruoff for Seaview Jeep, and for Larson Ford, it'll be Lucas Agbajemison and Eric Brown checking in for Jovan Steinmetz and Shahid Muhammad. Alexander to inbound, he finds Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh around a screen, creating some space, a fall away two. That one, how many times have we seen that tonight? A ball that goes around the rim and just falls out.
I mean, it was the case tonight for Ortho where they just couldn't hit a shot. It's the case tonight for Seaview too. Just 2 off nights where teams have gotten quality looks. It's just that they can't get them to drop.
Here's Robinson, doesn't have numbers. He'll probe, draws a foul, and they'll give him continuation and the bucket. They'll get Eric Brown on the foul, a chance for a three-point play for J-Rob. Under 2 minutes to play now to 104-73. As Steinmetz will check back into the game and give Zaire Dean a breather, likely for the rest of this one. Robinson coming into the fourth quarter, 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists on 9 of 28 shooting from the floor. And he finishes the three-point play. Here's Steinmetz, drives baseline, tried to get around Hall, couldn't. Good defense by the center, and he hauls in the rebound. Minute 20 to play, Steele open from 3, he'll loft and knock it down. 104-79 with a minute and 10 to play. A long pass is picked up by Kavanaugh, and he knocks down a three-pointer. Some late life from Seaview Jeep as they cut the lead to 22 with a minute to play.
We're no longer in running clock range.
And another steal. Here's Alexander. He's looking for a 3. That one's good as well. A barrage of three-pointers and the deficit down to 19. It's too little too late for Seaview Jeep. Although maybe not so much just yet. The clock should stop right now, but it's running even though it's a 19-point game. Robinson will inbound to Alexander. He's left wide open. Can he knock down another? No, he airballs, and that might do it for the rally attempt. As Muhammad gives to Steinmetz, he knocks down the layup, and that will do it. 106-85. Seaview Jeep did show some life with the 3 straight three-pointers down the stretch as Robinson, here's another one. Can't knock that one down, and with 16 seconds left, that should just about do it with the shot clock off. So after starting 0-3, and Larson Ford was competitive in all 3 of those first losses, they've now won 2 straight, including a statement victory over Seaview Jeep, 106-85. And how can a big win like this kind of carry over the momentum for Larson Ford in the rest of the season?
I mean, it doesn't just carry momentum. I mean, like you said, it sets a statement. I mean, this was a team that started 0-3, lost one of their best players, and just won 2 in a row. I mean, that's absolutely huge. I mean, going up against a team with a guy as talented as Justin Robinson, it's never a given win. And they came out and fought, and that was probably the most together I think I've seen them play. They had struggled a little bit with chemistry early on in the season, but it really looks like they're starting to find their groove together as a squad. This could be a dangerous team down the stretch if they get healthy and if they get all their guys rallied together.
So 106-85 win for Larson Ford, and another statement that this league is as deep as it's ever been. Big win for Larson Ford. We'll take a quick break, and on the other side, we'll get our interview with the player of the game from Larson Ford. We'll be back after this on the JSBL Network. Alec Himmel back here on the JSBL Network. Larson Ford wins their second straight game, 106-85, a commanding win over Seaview Jeep. Our star of the game now, Isaiah McCallum, 33 points, 14 rebounds. Isaiah, you set the tone early coming out of this game strong. What was working so well for you out there tonight?
Just a little bit of everything, jump shots, libs. I just tried to stay real aggressive.
And, this team, this Larson Ford team, lost first 3 games, now have won 2 straight. You guys were competitive in all 3 losses as well. What do you think has been the key turning point to getting your guys' second straight win tonight?
Just staying together, finding our rhythm. Like I said, we were staying aggressive early on, and then we finally got our stuff together defensively.
And, that defense was the story of the game. Only 37 points, I should say, allowed in that second half. What do you think was working so well for you guys on that defensive end?
Just staying in the gas, making sure we found shooters, getting out to the corners, and, stuff like that.
And especially when you're going up against a guy like Justin Robinson, no game and no lead is safe. The Seaview Jeep team can be dangerous at times. They've played like one of the best teams in the league. Where do you feel like you guys are starting to, find your place here? Obviously getting that second straight win in the hierarchy of this league. It feels like it's as deep as ever.
Yeah, I feel like we can compete and play with anybody as long as we just go out there, play how we want to play, find our game. I feel like we can do a little bit of everything. We got a lot of talent, a lot of potential. So.
And how about the game from Shaheed Muhammad down low? 7 of 10, 19 points, 22 rebounds. What's it like to play alongside a guy who is a force at the basket on both ends?
Oh, man, he's a high flyer. He's a dog. I love playing with Shah. He can do a little bit of everything. His athleticism is just out of this world. It's so easy to just lob it up to him, throw it up to him up there, and he finishes everything.
And Isaiah, for you, a really strong collegiate career. What's been going on for you in the basketball world, and what can we look forward to?
Right now I'm just playing in a couple pro leagues, but I'm looking to go pro overseas real soon.
All right, well, we hope that works out for you. Isaiah McCallum, you showed off some really good stuff out there tonight. 33 points, 14 rebounds as Larson Ford notches their second straight victory, this time over Seaview Jeep. Isaiah, great game tonight. Congrats on the win, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.